So it would have been about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I made a video saying that, well, more or less asking the question, should we actually start boycotting the WBC? Because with the way they've been with regards mandatories, franchise champions, etc., 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 it just seemed like they were, taking the piss, so to speak, because they're elevating people to franchise champions. They're doing this, they're doing that, and they're not doing really what a sanctioning body or an organization should be doing. Now, I think the one thing that the WBC, over the years anyway, I felt done right was the clean boxing program, which, for those who don't know, which I'm sure most people do, but I'll go over just in case, is basically if you want to be ranked by the WBC, if you want to fight for titles for the WBC, to be ranked in their top 15, you have to sign up to yearly random Vada testing. Okay? Now, I don't know how thorough it is or how often it is. I think I heard Paulie Malignaggi say that when he was signed up to that, he was only tested once in, I think, about a year. Having said that, basically they test you randomly once a year. And it's one of those few things where the WBC, you could kind of look at it and say, do you know what? That's a good thing. It's good they're doing that. It might discourage people from, taking performance enhancing drugs. And there was fighters like Jarrell Miller who never signed up for the WBC clean boxing program, and you wondered why. Obviously, when he finally did get tested, it emerged that he was on all kinds of shit. But, and there is a but, the WBC, two fighters, I think it's Julio Cesar Martinez, the guy who beat the crap out of Charlie Edwards, and Ray Vargas, the WBC super bantamweight champion. Both these guys have tested positive for trace amounts of clenbuterol, I think it is. I think one of them was clenbuterol. I'm not sure if there was anything else, but as far as I know, it was clenbuterol, the substance that Canelo Alvarez was popped for in the lead up to the Golovkin rematch. Because as we all know, that fight was originally set to take place in May, not September. And obviously, because Canelo had amounts of, what was it, clenbuterol in the system. It was clenbuterol, actually, that's what it was. Because he had trace clenbuterol in the system, it got pushed back. They blamed it on the tainted meat. The WBC gave him a pass. These two fighters have failed. Exact same subject, trace amounts anyway, and the WBC have given them a pass. Yeah. Now, the elephant in the room here is that all three of these fighters are Mexican. The WBC, Mauricio Sulaiman, Mexican organization. Is that just coincidence? You tell me. Or, because a few people are saying that it's because the WBC are pro-Mexican, maybe they're just pro-Canelo. How do we not know if this wasn't two American fighters with trace amounts of meldone or trace amounts of clenbuterol in their system, they wouldn't do the same thing? Because the WBC Canelo was their darling. So maybe this is something that they're doing to try and almost solidify themselves and saying, well, see, this is why we gave Canelo the pass, because this can happen with the tainted meat. Or is it just that the WBC are picking and choosing who they punish? I suspect probably in the middle. But this really, the WBC, I mean, the whole point of this Vada testing clean boxing program is that if you are popped or if they find something in your test that is not, 100%, will they take action? They have pushed Dylan White's mandatory back. Not because he failed a Vada test. We didn't technically fail. But not because he had, substances in his body in a Vada test. In a UCAT test, the WBC are saying, do you know what? We don't know really what's going on. We're pushing that mandatory back for another year. Tyson Fury is now... you can look this up. He's now inherited the mandatory role for Deontay Wilder. And two people fail for trace amounts of clenbuterol. And that's okay? People... I don't know what to say anymore. I mean, I don't know what to say anymore. I mean, where does it end? Where does all this end with all this, favoritism? Because there is some, these sanctioned bodies do have their favourites. When does it end with favoritism? When does it end with corruption? Because I think there is some corruption at play here. When does it end? I'm not even going to rant about it. When does it end? Do we need an Al Heyman? Is Al Heyman right trying to monopolise everything, trying to get it all under one PBC brand and to make the other sanctioned bodies, redundant? Is that maybe the best thing for her? Who knows? Let me know what you think down below. I'll be interested to know what you people think down below. Let me know thoughts on these two guys who have, trace amounts of clenbuterol. For those who don't know, clenbuterol is diuretic, I believe. Diuretic, I believe it is. So trace amounts of that in their system. Let me know what you think down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. Subscribe for new, of course. And as always, I will talk to you after.